You know that moment when you open your banking app and instead of bracing for bad news, you actually feel calm, not rich, not flashy, just calm. You're not calculating whether groceries mean eating ramen for a week. You're not debating if a $4 coffee is a bad decision. You're not mentally subtracting every purchase before you swipe your card. There's a point where that shift happens, and it's not $1 million. It's not six figures. It's not some luxury lifestyle you see online. It's much smaller, but much more powerful. That number is $20,000. Before you dismiss that as small, understand this. This isn't about becoming wealthy overnight. It's about crossing the first real financial threshold. The first level where the rules of the game change. At $500 in savings, one emergency can wipe you out. At $2,000, you feel slightly safer but still vulnerable. At $5,000, you can handle a basic emergency without panic. But at $20,000, something psychological happens. You stop operating from fear. When you live paycheck to paycheck, your brain stays in survival mode. Every bill feels urgent. Every unexpected expense feels like a crisis. A car repair isn't just inconvenient. It feels threatening because it shakes your foundation. And when your brain is focused on survival, it cannot think strategically. You don't ask how to grow. You ask how to survive. You don't negotiate confidently. You don't take calculated risks. You don't explore better opportunities. You protect what little stability you have. That's why so many capable people stay stuck for years. Not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack ambition, but because they lack margin. Margin changes everything. $20,000 creates margin. It gives you breathing room. It gives you time. And time is one of the most powerful assets in wealth building. When you have margin, you stop obsessing over tiny financial decisions. Regular gas or premium, organic or non-organic, eating out or cooking at home. When money is tight, those decisions feel enormous, but they are not the main drivers of wealth. Wealth is built through big levers: housing costs, transportation choices, income growth, investment consistency. If your rent is $500, higher than it needs to be, that's $6,000 per year. Over 10 years. That's $60,000 without even including investment growth. If you increase your income by $10,000 and invest it wisely, that compounds. For decades, the big decisions shape your financial future. $20,000 allows you to focus on those big decisions, instead of micromanaging every dollar. Now let's talk about your career. When you have no savings, your job controls you. Even if your boss is unreasonable, you tolerate it. Even if you're underpaid, you stay quiet. Even if the work drains you, you endure it. Because you need the next paycheck. That need weakens your negotiating position. When you need something badly, you lose leverage. But when you have $20,000 saved, the dynamic shifts. You don't need the job desperately. You want it. But you don't need it for survival. That difference changes your tone. It changes your confidence. It changes how you carry yourself. You negotiate raises more calmly. You push back respectfully. You explore other opportunities without fear. You can take interviews without anxiety. Ironically, the less desperate you are, the more valuable you appear. Employers sense confidence. They sense stability. And stability often leads to better opportunities. Savings also changes your identity. When you hit $20,000, you realize something powerful. You are capable of building. You are capable of discipline. You are capable of long-term thinking. That identity shift matters more than the money itself. Because once you see yourself as someone who saves, someone who plans, someone who invests, your behavior aligns with that identity. Wealth building becomes part of who you are, not something you occasionally attempt. Momentum starts to build. The first $1,000 feels slow. The first 5,000 feels even slower. It can feel like you're sacrificing for nothing. But once you reach 20,000, you've proven the system works. And proof builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. Consistency builds wealth. Now let's address something important. $20,000 will not make you rich. It won't allow you to retire. It won't eliminate every financial stress, but it gives you control. And control reduces fear. Fear is expensive. Fear makes you accept low salaries. Fear makes you avoid investing. Fear makes you sell during market downturns. Fear makes you stay stuck. When fear decreases, clarity increases. When clarity increases, better decisions follow, and better decisions compound over time. There is also another shift that happens at this level. You stop chasing shortcuts. When people are financially stressed, they look for fast money, high-risk investments, get-rich-quick schemes, speculative trends, because desperation wants speed. But stability allows patience, and patience is the foundation of real wealth. With $20,000 saved, you can invest consistently instead of emotionally. You can think in decades instead of days. You begin to understand that wealth is not built in dramatic moments. It's built in consistent, disciplined actions repeated over years. You also gain the ability to take calculated risks. Without savings, risk feels reckless. Starting a side business feels dangerous. Changing careers feels terrifying. Moving to a new city feels impossible. With savings, those same moves become strategic decisions. Savings turns fear into optionality. Optionality is power. Freedom isn't about luxury. It's about options. It's about knowing that if something goes wrong, you will be okay. It's about sleeping peacefully at night. It's about not feeling your stomach drop when an unexpected expense appears. It's about choosing opportunities instead of clinging to security. $20,000 is not financial freedom, but it is financial stability. And stability is the soil where wealth grows. Most people never reach this threshold because they increase their lifestyle every time their income increases. They upgrade apartments. They finance cars. They inflate expenses. They stay busy earning, but never build margin. The goal isn't to deprive yourself forever. The goal is to build a foundation strong enough to support growth. Once the foundation is built, everything becomes easier. Saving feels normal. Investing feels logical. Planning feels natural. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. That is the true power of $20,000. It's not the money dot, it's the mindset dot, it's the shift from survival to strategy. If you're below this number right now, don't feel discouraged. Every wealthy person crossed this threshold at some point. The key is consistency. Focus on increasing your income. Control your largest expenses. Automate your savings. Build gradually. Because once you cross this line, you will feel it. You will feel calmer. You will feel more confident. You will feel more in control. And that feeling changes everything. $20,000 isn't the destination dot, it's the beginning of leverage dot, it's the beginning of momentum. It's the moment you stop surviving and start building. And once you start building with clarity and confidence, wealth stops being a dream and starts becoming a strategy. That's the shift. That's the power dot. And that's why $20,000 changes everything.